Welcome back to Munchausen's Proxy, where Henry Cavill looks to have taken time out of his pursuit of Warhammer glory and cameo roles in Matthew Vaughn films where they put him front and center on the poster in order to star in what looks like the love child of the Lee Marvin classic The Dirty Dozen and Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare features Cavill as a British soldier with unusual skills recruited to lead a unit to disrupt the Nazi war machine in the desperate days of the early Second World War. The reasoning being that if Hitler won't follow the rules of civilized warfare, then neither should the Allies. He recruits misfits with equally unusual skills and goes on a rampage behind enemy lines in an effort to degrade the successes German U-boats were having on the British Navy and supply ships in the Atlantic Ocean. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is based on the true story of the Special Operations Executive, the secret organization Winston Churchill created to conduct espionage, sabotage, and reconnaissance against Nazi Germany and its allies. Cavill plays Gus March Phillips, founder of the British Army's No. 62 Commando, also known as the small-scale raiding force that would eventually become the SAS, or Special Air Service, Britain's equivalent of the American Delta Force. Cavill then recruits others that he warns the upper brass won't like, and is told that is the idea. Cavill then tries to sell the unit to those joining him in the last-ditch effort to stop Germany's push to take over Britain, as they have nearly the entirety of Europe by that point. We are then treated to Cavill and his recruits engaging in joyful mayhem against German installations and personnel in what looks like Africa. Near the end of the trailer, we see and hear someone from the British administration trying to call Cavill's team off, and Cavill politely telling him to f*** off. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare has all the visual hallmarks of Guy Ritchie's style of filmmaking that was so evident in the Sherlock Homes movies he made with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. The action scenes look tight, the characters are vibrant and memorable, the cinematography gorgeous, and the story enthralling. This looks like the type of action movie Hollywood used to make 3 or 4 of each year of varying quality. Ungentlemanly Warfare appears to be more on the surprise blockbuster side of the scale rather than the dumb action movie you watch and then forget 3 seconds after the credits roll side. The budget is being reported at around $70 million, meaning it will likely be infinitely more successful than the $200 million mess that is Argyll, in which Cavill only has about 5 minutes of screen time as Bryce Dallas Howard's fictional character in the books she writes. At $70 million to make, Ungentlemanly Warfare will only need to clear a little over $200 million to break even, a number which would not even get Argyll to the halfway point of recovering the production and marketing costs. Ungentlemanly Warfare looks to be the very type of quote-unquote toxically male movie that Hollywood has shied away from in the last decade and change, much to its detriment. Action movies are cheap and easy to make since very little CGI is required if you have a director who knows what he is doing. And I say he because very few female directors seem to be able to make such movies. That isn't to say there are none. Catherine Bigelow comes to mind. But even if there were more, there are too many activists in Hollywood trying to exile the quote-unquote toxic male portion of the population from movie theaters. What does toxically male mean? Anyone with a testosterone level higher than Caitlyn Jenner, which is probably why this movie will do well. Unlike Argyll, which did not look great upon trailer release, and projections have it bombing fairly hard, with a $20 to $30 million opening weekend and a total domestic run of $65 to $105 million on Box Office Pro. Cavill's run in this movie looks to be more promising. While projections are not out for the movie yet, Ungentlemanly Warfare will probably do well given the surprise success of The Beekeeper in theaters over the last month, sticking to the second spot in the box office after 3 weeks in theaters. That is all I have for this video. If you like what I do here, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and comment down below. I'm working on a video about a rather shilling article from The Hollywood Reporter from last week, and should be done soon. Until then, tschüss.